Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our FY24 ELP information session. Thank you for your interest in this program. My name is Eric Dustoff, and I will be the technical producer or host for this call today. During our 30 minutes together today, we will cover program staff, eligibility for the program, ELP, provide an overview of the program objectives and methodology, and review the application process and timeline. And lastly, we'll provide an opportunity for you to ask questions and leave you with our contact information. All right, VBA is committed to developing 21st century leaders to meet the needs of 21st century veterans and to meet the needs of future work within the federal government. In alignment with the department's core leadership competencies, the ELP program seeks to enrich the participants' leadership knowledge and competencies by engaging them in critical thought, independent and group learning activities, as well as ongoing assignments. Now let me introduce you to the program managers. First off, we have Ms. Sarah Frank, Learning Management Officer with the Learning Development Directorate. And the second program manager would be Tammy Credo. She is also a Learning Management Officer with Learning Development Directorate, although she is not available for us today. Ms. Frank, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Eric. As Eric said, my name is Sarah Frank, and Tammy and I will serve as program managers this year. So as the role of a program manager is to keep this program running smoothly. So we will check in regularly with participants, make sure that assignments are turned in, make sure that they're having their mentoring sessions, etc. Any of those milestones, we will make sure that that is taking place, and we'll also facilitate some of the learning activities. Now, this year, ELP is going to have an executive sponsor, and this is new. Our executive sponsor will be Ms. Shannon Rippey. She serves as an Assistant Veteran Service Center Manager with the Waco Regional Office. Now, her role as program executive sponsor is to share her leadership insights. So she will be attending all of the sessions. She will also help connect participants with other VBA leaders. Okay, so eligibility. To be eligible for this program, you must be in the grade GS 7 through 9. You must have been employed at VBA for at least 1 year as of the application closure date. And I'll get you that date in just a second. You must have an endorsement by your immediate supervisor, and you must be able to meet all of the program requirements, and that does include travel. There will be travel for Executive Week this year. And then you must be able to commit to 2 to 3 hours per week on ELP learning activities, and that could be either attending live training sessions or completing homework or working on the group project or working with your mentor. So there is a time commitment. What we don't want to happen is that you sign up for ELP and you get a seat, and then during kickoff week, you realize how much work is involved. We want you to know up front, it's going to be at least 2 to 3 hours per week. And then also note that completion of this program does not guarantee advancement into a particular position in VBA. However, applying the competencies and the skills that you will learn in this training may lead to that. Okay, so let's talk about what this program is going to look like. So the main objectives for ELP is by the time that you complete this program, you will be able to apply the leadership competencies, and we'll go over those in just a minute. So all of those fundamental concepts that are taught in ELP, you will be able to apply in a simple to somewhat difficult situation with close and frequent guidance to enhance leadership characteristics required to manage yourself and prepare you to plan, coordinate, and perform as a future team leader. You will develop and submit an individual development plan using OPM's leadership competencies and be able to explain how they aid in leadership skills. Finally, you'll be able to describe and apply emotional intelligence concepts to leadership in a simple to somewhat difficult situation with close and frequent guidance. And those include self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. So if you have never seen the VA Leadership Development Framework, I'd like to just go over it with you very quickly. As you can see, there are 5 tiers in this leadership development framework, and it starts on the far left with the emerging leader. That's leading self. So that's all of us. We're all responsible to lead ourselves. Now, the second tier is called the team leader. And team leader can be designated to someone on their position description, or it could just be someone who leads a team on a project. So you don't necessarily have to have it designated on your PD. If you are leading a project in that moment, you are a team lead. And these 2 tiers are both non-supervisory. And then the third tier, that is the first line supervisor tier. This is the person who writes your performance evaluation and approves your leave. The next tier is the manager. So this is the second line supervisor. These are people who supervise people who also supervise people. And then the highest tier is our senior leaders. These are our executives, our SESs. So we're going to focus in on the first 2 tiers. So these first 2 tiers, the emerging leader and the team leader, they focus around OPM's competencies of problem solving, continual learning, team building, accountability, decisiveness, integrity, honesty, and influencing negotiating. And so those are the competencies that we are going to focus on the most during this program. We may hit other competencies, but the main focus will be on these competencies. And the way we're going to do it, the methodology, we are going to assign some online skills courses, and this will be through TMS. Participants will have a mentor um, given to them, and they will check in with their mentor regularly. The mentors will log that and turn that information into us. Not what you talk about, completely confidential, just letting us know that you did meet and giving us the time that you met. Individual development plans, if you're unfamiliar with that, this is a personal plan for yourself, for your professional development. We will teach you how to create one. Your mentor will work with you and your supervisor, and that will be your map, your guide to develop yourself professionally. You will participate in a 2-day shadow assignment. You will be assigned a leadership book to review, and we will have some discussions on that book. You will have intersessions and other assignments, and finally, a group project. And this is what our schedule looks like at this moment. As you can see, there are the 3 weeks, Foundations, Assessment, and Executive Week. And Foundations and Assessment Week will be virtual this year, but Executive Week will be live, and it is planned to be in Denver, Colorado. So the program officially begins on June 4th with Foundations Week. And as you can see, a few weeks prior to that, we will have a kickoff meetings. And these are short meetings just to make sure that you have access to the team channels. We will go specifically over the agendas, answer your questions, but the real training actually begins on June 4th. Now, keep in mind that as the needs of the agency change, sometimes while we don't like it when it happens, but sometimes dates and locations do change for our program. and we might have to make some adjustments. So we definitely appreciate your flexibility should this happen. Okay, so if you are on the fence about applying for this program, consider the characteristics on this slide. Do you have the passion for leading people and programs in VBA in support of veterans? Are you interested in continual learning? And do you have a growth mindset? Do you thrive on the challenges that come with positions of increased responsibility? And do you want to build relationships and learn from and share your knowledge and experience with like-minded VBA leaders? If you answered yes to these questions, then ELP is the program for you. Okay, so let's talk about how to apply and what the timelines look like. So it's a very simple process for you. Mr. Robinson sent an email yesterday with the application form and directions on how to complete it. If you would like to apply for this program, you just need to fill out that application. There's some questions you will answer. You will send that application to your first line supervisor who will make a recommendation and then enter some comments that will justify the recommendation that they make. And then it will go to your RO director who will also make a recommendation, and they also have the opportunity to add comments to your application. And here are the timelines. So the applications are due to your supervisor by April 9th. That gives you time to really think about those questions and provide some very good answers. Applications are due to the RO director on April 15th, and then they are due to the district by April 19th. The district will use a scorecard to score the applications, and they will make the selections and notify selectees and non-selectees on April 30th. So what are your lingering questions that I did not get to? Yes, Mr. DeProza.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Miss Sarah. First of all, thanks for hosting this information session here. Really appreciate all the info you guys put out. Now, my question is, are there any exceptions or like any accommodations to the requirements? And specifically, that GS9 or like 7 or 9 1 year requirement. And the reason I ask is because, I'm interested in the program. However, I have not completed a 1 year yet with the VA, although I am a veteran myself, and I just transitioned out as of last year around July. But I immediately, onboarded with the VA, and I'm wondering if is there any possibility that my time in service could serve as like that requirement in lieu of that 1 year, since I'm only not even a year yet, or actually I'll be a year in June, um, and I'm a GS9. But if there's no, like, I guess the only opportunity I have is right now, and if I'm not able to be selected for this program because of that 1 year requirement, come June I'm a GS10, and based on the requirements, this is only open to a GS7 and 9.
Yes, that's a that's interesting situation. And what I would like you to do is put that in an email and send that to me,
Okay.
and I will send that to my leadership.
Yeah, I
I
really
I don't
hope,
have the power.
yeah.
I don't have the power. They do. So let me get your question up to the
Okay,
people that have the power.
got it. I will send you that email, ma'am. Thank you so much.
What other questions do you have?
I have a question.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
um, the training and everything. You said it starts in April. Um, I,
The applications are due in April,
okay, okay. I
but the
will.
program actually begins in June. June 4th is the
Oh,
official
okay.
start date.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be a year by then because I'll be a year on April the 21st. So I'll be a 9 by then. So I'll be on the cusp of getting there. So, okay, that's all I wanted to get clear as well.
So do you have any questions about any aspect of the program, the mentoring,
I
the
had the same
sessions?
question as Constance.
If you have a question in the chat from Constance, Sarah is asking, is the program capped for employees at GS7 and 9 level? Can those at GS10 level apply?
So again, what I will do is push that up to the people that have the power to approve that and ask them if there is a waiver process. So any question that I am unable to answer for you today, I want to bring your attention to our SharePoint site, which Jason did put in the email, and I just dropped it in the chat. So I'm going to get answers for all of these questions, and I will put that in an FAQ page on our chat page, on our SharePoint page.
I got one more question.
Mhm.
About the Denver thing, the trip to Denver. Will we be paying for the trip ourselves if we go?
Negative,
Oh, okay.
negative. Human Capital Services will pay for all of your travel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, sometimes this question comes up, so I'll go ahead and answer it. HCS will not be paying for mentors to travel. So if mentors want to come to Denver, they will need to pay for that themselves.
Oh, okay.
But the participants, instructors, executive sponsor will be paid for by us. Usually a question comes up about productivity. Do I get that time? And the answer to that is yes. You apply for that through your supervisor. Now, you get extra credit if you come off mute and ask a question.
All right, I got another question for you, ma'am. So is this something that occurs yearly? Like if I'm not, if we're not able to meet the requirements this year, is this something that, would occur again in the near time future?
So that is the plan. VBA had the ELP previously, and it ran for many years, and it was put on hold. And so we are dusting it off and taking it off hold, and that is the plan to run this every year.
Thank you all for doing that.
And I see
Thanks.
Christina's got a question there about the total number of participants. So here's what's happening this year. Because it was on hold for a while, when we pulled it back out, we had to dust it off and re-engineer it a bit to bring it up to date and current. And so this first cohort is our inaugural cohort of the new program. And so it is only going to be from your district, Continental. So this
Oh,
year it will
wow.
yeah, you're special. It's going to be only 15 people, and then we will see how it goes. And next year, I believe they're planning for 40 people or more. I think 10 per district is the plan for moving forward. So you guys are the trailblazers.
That's
What
a
what
wonderful
happens in this
opportunity.
cohort will impact all future cohorts.
Not
You will live in
intimidating at all.
infamy.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Us too.
Something new.
Mhm.
Something, to help with if we want to go, not stay in our one position. If you want to go to, like you said, team lead or whatever, that seems like
Yeah.
a good, push, something good to put on the resume.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. And just so you all are aware that we do have other programs, other leadership programs that we offer at HCS. So, the next kind of step up in the progression would be to join or apply for the lead program. And that would be for GS 10 through 12s. And the lead program and applications for all our other leadership programs will probably open around July of this year. So, you can be looking out for information on that probably in the June, first part of July period, as far as announcements for those programs, if you are kind of in between levels.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Anthony has a question about mentors. If mentors want to travel to Denver, they will need to pay for that. HCS is not paying for mentors' travel. Now, what I am presuming will happen though for the graduation ceremony, because we've been doing this with our other programs, we will stream that so that for people who do not travel, they can still attend your graduation in executive week. Oh, I see another question about travel. Do you get the day after class as a travel day? Yes, ma'am. You do have travel days. So the executive week is 2 days live. So the day before and the day after are considered travel days. All right, it looks like there are no more questions. So this is our contact information from myself and for Tammy. And you can reach out to us. You can email us. You can find us on Teams and call us. We are always happy to take your call. If you have any additional questions that perhaps you think of after this meeting ends. We are also, as Eric said, we recorded this and we're going to post it up on our SharePoint site in case you want to relive the experience. And we'll also put a copy of our slide deck up there for you as well. And with that, thank you for your time and attention, and I look forward to working with you in the ELP. Back to you, Eric.
Yes, thank you again, Ms. Frank, for providing us with this information. It's been an outstanding, engaging session. Thank you for all of our audience members for joining us today and for your questions. The slides, the recording, the transcription, this information will all be posted on our SharePoint page, as mentioned earlier in the presentation. We greatly value your feedback as a resource for our continuous improvement for engagement with our customers and our programs. So if you could please take a few moments and complete a survey for us. You can utilize the QR code provided on the screen if you have a government furnished equipment device like an iPhone or an iPad. Otherwise, there's a survey link, which I believe Sarah has posted there in the chat box, where you can open that form and complete a quick survey for us. Thank you all, and I hope you have a great day. Best of luck.